What do you think about when you hear the words mental illness? A lot of the words and images we associate with mental illness come from popular culture. Things like advertising, movies, TV shows, graphic novels, and video games. Problem is, these words and images are not always positive, or even accurate. What's worse, these wrong ideas can end up influencing how we relate to people who do have a mental illness. You've learned about prejudice and discrimination in school. Usually we link them to a race or religion, but they can also apply to people with a mental illness. The best way to fight discrimination and prejudice is to separate the fact from the fiction, and that's exactly what this program is about. To set the record straight, we're going to start with a visit to the doctor's office to learn about mental illness and how it's treated. Then, we're going to talk to some kids who know what it's like to live each day with a mental illness. Finally, we're going to sit in on a classroom where kids are discussing misconceptions about mental illness and ways we can change the view of mental illness for the better. Mental illness is not one thing, but a whole range of disorders, some more serious than others. Because science is just beginning to understand the brain and how it works, it can be hard to identify a specific mental disorder. You can get an X-ray to see a broken arm, but there isn't a medical test for mental illness. Diagnosis comes from observing, listening, and asking questions. That's exactly what Dr. Hamilton Warren does.
They come in telling me, well, I'm here because I'm crazy. Which crazy, I don't know really what that means and what's normal. And then crazy is more of a, I think, a Hollywood term. A lot of people before were put in your insane asylums or institutionalized and definitely never talked about. I mean, those were family members that basically were not seen anymore. For the medicines now, just over the last 10 to 15 years, there's definitely been remarkable progress made, and there's a lot more options and a lot less side effects than the ones that were available 40 years ago. If the child with the mental illness is wanting to share it and is comfortable sharing it, then, and they feel like the person they're sharing with, can handle it, is going to be supportive, then I don't think there's anything, wrong with that. I think there are friends who, maybe they didn't know their friend was on medication and want to know why, but, and I don't think I think it's normal to ask, but at the same time, if the friend doesn't want to talk about it, being able to respect that. I recently saw a kiddo who had Tourette's disorder. So he has, and he has ADHD, OCD, and tics. And his mom, they brought him in because she wants him treated for depression. And when I asked him, what do you want treatment for? He's like, well, I want my tics gone. And she's like, what? I mean, she was like, but you're depressed. You need to get better. And he's like, well, yeah, but my tics bother me. I don't like it because other kids notice them, and that's what's affecting his mood. And so, I mean, that's what we're doing. We're treating his tics. And his mood's actually getting better. Everybody's going through puberty. It's hard. Some of the kids are gonna be bigger than the other kids. Some kids are shorter than others, and there's a tendency to make fun of each other and belittle each other just because we're different. And I think it's sad. It's like, bullying somebody because they have diabetes or bullying somebody because they have high blood pressure. I mean, no one signs up to get, hi, I wanted depression this morning. That wasn't their dream. I think just being more tolerant of each other, of the differences. I mean, if you talk with someone who has Asperger's disorder or, a milder autism spectrum disorder, they're actually pretty cool. I mean, I crack up every time I see someone because they come and tell me everything I need to know about Tyrannosaurus Rex or, insects and how they view the world. the simple things in life just get magnified for a lot of those kids, and it's stuff that I think, you know, your normal average person just forgets. You know, the smell of the rain, the sound of the wind, all those things we just take for granted. And sometimes if we just would look through the eyes of the other person, or just listen and not judge, we could, you know, gain so much.
Okay, so we learned that mental illness can be identified and treated. That's important to remember. But what's it like to have a mental illness? Emily, Eric, and Hope have all been diagnosed with one or more mental disorders. Not that long ago, they were in middle school. And like most of you, they wanted to do well in school, chill with friends, and have fun. But as you'll learn, it wasn't always easy.
My mental diagnoses are ADD, OCD, bipolar, and Tourette syndrome. And ADD is attention deficit disorder, OCD is obsession compulsive disorder, bipolar is extreme mood swings, and Tourette syndrome is where you have to either say something out loud or do like a twitch.
I've been diagnosed with several disorders over the years. I've been diagnosed with ADHD, bipolar, schizophrenia, SAD, which is seasonal affect disorder.
I was diagnosed as having ADHD, ADD subtype when I was in, I'm not sure, 5th or 6th grade.
I had issues, you know, maintaining friendships. I had issues getting along with peers. I mean, just overall, I had a very rough time socially when I was younger.
It takes me a really, really long time to get my homework done, and so I would stay like, I'd only have 3 periods or so. Right now I only have like 2 periods in high school still. But just getting everything done and trying to make it through.
I had to stay after school every day to get the teacher and my father to help me to just finish it and get it done.
Every day was like, you have to take these pills. And in my mind, it was like, I have to take these pills to be normal. Which in my mind was like, I don't want to do this. I just want to be a normal kid.
For a while there, I wasn't very fond taking medication. For a long time, I didn't like doing it. I didn't want to do it. But I realized when I'm off my medication, I'm quite a bit different person than I am when I'm on it. And I realized it's just a way to keep myself healthy.